SAT, sounds familiar? The SAT has 5 answer choices. 1 point is awarded for a right answer, and 1/4 of a point is subtracted for a wrong answer, and no points given for omissions. Okay? Let's find the expected value of a random guess. So if you guess randomly, what's the average amount of points you would gain or lose? Okay? So let's do outcome times probability.
And this is completely random.
Completely random.
Random.
Completely random.
All right.
Okay, one outcome is that you get what? If
The
you
answer
guess
right.
You get it right.
So that's 1 point.
So let's do right. Correct. So the outcome is that you get 1 point. I'm going to put that down. 1 point. What is the probability of this occurrence?
1 out of 5.
1 out of 5.
Right. There's, it's 5 extra, yeah. Okay.
1 out of 5. What's another outcome?
Get it wrong.
You get it wrong.
It's 4 other times.
What is the outcome of getting it wrong?
Minus a fourth. Oh,
Minus a fourth. Very good. What is the probability
4 out of 5.
of getting it wrong? 4 out of 5. And now, through this math, we're going to decide what's the average amount of points you would get over time from randomly guessing. Okay, let's see it.
I know from experience.
From experience, how does that work, right? So 1 times a fifth, and now negative 1/4 times 4 over 5 is, the 4's cancel,
Negative 1/5.
negative 1/5. Add them together, and you get 0.
Right.
So what your expected
Well, it
value?
makes sense. It's minus 1/4 over 4 times, and there's 1 point. So
Right.
It's minus 1/4.
So you don't win or lose. It's kind of just like
Yeah.
do it.
There's
out
no
of hope
point in
of
leaving
getting that
something
one
blank
point.
on that.
The exact same
SAT.
outcome if you don't answer it.
If you randomly guess everything on an SAT, you'll get neither points up or points down. I'm talking about a million questions on the SAT.
Wait, did you just find the median between the two numbers?
The median?
I
Oh, a
guess.
million, so that the
But-
probability is like
Yeah, I want
probably
to.
over time. It's
Over time, it evens out,
Huh?
right?
Yeah.
We found the average.
Oh,
Units of 0. 0 what?
Point.
Points. 0 points. By randomly guessing over and over and over, a million times,
Right.
you could expect a 0-point outcome per question.
So what's the point of guessing?
Right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
What they argue on the SAT, what they tell you to do is, if you can get rid of, this is why they adamantly say it so often in the books and in the courses,
If you can get rid of 2 answers.
if you get rid of 1 or 2
probably
answers,
probably should.
then this over time will increase a little. And if you multiply that over an entire test, you're going to get some added value. So if you can't do it, then they say it's risky because you may lose that 1/4 of a point here. But if you keep and keep guessing, you're going to get some right. Yes, please.
I totally made that mistake when I took the PSAT because
What'd
they
you
were
do?
trying to determine if I was an ACT taker or an SAT taker.
Okay.
And when I took the PSAT, I left a lot blank. So I was like, yeah, no harm, right?
No
I
harm.
didn't really think about it because I wasn't
Yeah.
confident in the answer. And I'm sure I would have gotten a lot of them right. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not sure, so I'm not going to answer. And I got a much lower score than I got on the practice ACT.
Mm.
But then I realized the ones I did answer, I got like 97% of them right. So
Interesting.
I'm like, why? And I should have taken the SAT, and I should
Yeah.
have been taking, like, preparing for the SAT. But I ended up taking the ACT.
Wow, how about
Because
that?
of, like, you know.
Yeah, and you never know because those
There's
could
no point in leaving one blank on
This
the
is
SAT.
this is true data, of course.
You're gonna get more points.
You're gonna get a 1 point up is huge compared to negative 1/4 down. So there is a value to guessing. But if it's completely random, you're going to get an average of 0 points.
Yeah, if you really don't know anything about the question and you don't know which one it is, like, not even
Yeah.
close, then I guess maybe you can leave it blank, but.
Let's talk about investing. Yeah, it's definitely good wisdom. Let's talk about investing. Suppose you want to invest in a restaurant or a store,
Sweet.
and the profit of that restaurant is expected to be $300,000 if this restaurant's successful. But if it's not successful, a loss of $100,000. So far, so good. The probability of that success is 1/2. So basically, it's like flipping a coin.
Right.
You flip the coin. If it's heads, you win 300K. If it's tails, you lose 100K. So So that's the cost or the risk of investing. Versus another one. Another store or restaurant expects a profit of 200,000. So 200 up if it does well, and a loss of 60,000 if it doesn't do well. And the probability of that occurring is 3/4. Which store would you rather invest in?
Probability of what?
We just need to find the probability
Success or the
of
loss?
each one.
I already know the
Expected
probability.
value.
We need to find the expected value of each one. The probability I already know is 1/2 versus 3/4. What would the expected value give us? I know we're about to get it, but what would it, can you tell us? What do you say? Cat? Whiskers, that's your, whiskers. You love cats, right?
Yeah.
Can you explain what expected value is in your own words? If
It's
you can, it's
the-
okay, yeah.
It's the, wait, I'm sorry, I have to look. It's the average outcome over time.
Average outcome over time. So outcome in this case is dollars, right?
Yeah.
So it's the amount of money that you would get per investment over time, if you did it over and over and over.
But I mean, how many years are we talking here? Yeah.
Let's say many years.
Okay.
Let's say many years, right? You're investing in, and then each year it gives you 300K or minus 100. Personal choice. Which would you rather do, just based on the numbers?
Second.
You do the second one, or is it the risk? Is that what it is? But what about 300K?
If I'm confident enough to make a restaurant, I'm
You
gonna
can
make,
lose it.
Like the first one.
But you can lose it, true. But let's say you lose the 100 one year, but then the next year you make 300, so it makes up for it.
Yeah.
On the top
But you only
one,
have,
So yeah,
on the first one, you lose 33% of what you could have had, but on the second one, you only lose 20%.
but you're making more. It's 33% though of 300.
And
So it's a good point.
But if it's successful, you're making 80%. But in that one, if you're successful, you're making 67%.
Yes, you're saying it's, okay, so I see what you're saying. 67% of the money that you would have lost.
Exactly.
Okay, let's do expected value and talk in real terms. Outcome. So, which store do you, let's talk about the first one, store one. What is one outcome of store one?
$300,000.
300,000, so success. The probability of this occurring,
half.
half, 0.5. What is another outcome of store one?
Negative 1,000.
Minus 100,000. What is the probability of this?
0.5.
0.5. So this is all store one, isn't it? Let's get the expected value for store one.
100,000.
So this is 150. This is minus 50. 100,000. Oh, 50, yeah, 100,000. So the question is, would you invest in this restaurant year after year after year?
Well, let's see what the.
I'm saying, if this was the only option, would you invest in this restaurant year after year after year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it makes up for the loss.
Yeah. The 50-50 is crazy, right?
Yeah, no
50
matter what per year.
No matter
I mean,
what.
An average of 100,000, that's still gain.
Every year you're not making 100. Every year you're either making 300 or losing 100.
Right, but the average
Over
of all
time.
the years.
All the years. Let's say you did this for 30 years. You invest in this restaurant
You'll average a gain of 100,000
per year.
per year.
You average a gain of 100,000 per year.
30 years. 100,000 per year. It's a lot.
So yeah, that would be 3 million. Okay. Now let's do store two. Questions about the 100, what it means? You sure? Are you okay with that? Okay. Other classes have such difficulty with this. I don't know what it is. Or is that you think you're special? Is that what it is?
We're very special.
Yeah, is that what I'm sensing?
Yeah.
Okay. Accepted.
We all just want to start restaurants. Really bad. It's like so passionate about the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I really would. Outcome 200. Probability of this occurring 0.75. Outcome 2 minus 60. Probability minus 0.25. That's right. Good job with the minus.
Wait, why minus?
No, it's not mine.
Oh,
You didn't put a
oops.
minus.
You're right. It'll turn into minus.
Oh.
You're right. The probability is positive.
Oh, okay.
The outcome is negative money.
I got
Outcome is negative. I was going in autopilot.
you.
He was like, good job.
Good job, minus. Yeah, it's minus because you're losing. Ah. That's a restaurant tone. Ah, welcome to Trevor's.
With that
Ah.
tone, I think you're probably gonna get minus 100,000 a year.
Is this minus 100K?
No,
Well, I'm not.
just
He's just
You made a joke.
135. Oh, sorry.
50.
150. I was still reeling in shame for my
Yeah, I think
mistake.
like with that tone, you shouldn't be starting a restaurant.
Yeah, probably not.
You have
Unless
this
it's
problem.
I have a niche market.
Yeah.
Yes,
Why is it times 0.25 for the bottom one?
because what's the probability of success?
75.
So what's the probability of
Oh,
failure?
the remaining.
Good job. Good job. So we can make a whole lesson out of that, but you do it intuitively. A quarter of 60 is minus 15. So your intuition class was correct. 135,000. So which restaurant would you rather invest in year over year? Number 2.
I wouldn't actually.
You wouldn't, huh? You're a high roller.
Yeah, seriously, like if I'm really gonna invest in a restaurant,
You would do the second one.
I don't think so.
Okay, explain.
Because if you're making a restaurant and you're like confident enough to make this restaurant and that's like your business, then you should be positive enough to think that your outcome should be
Sure.
the better one
Sure.
most of the time.
Sure, yeah, you have to acknowledge this though. Like this is like market research states, da 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 da.
Right.
But you could only put so much on paper. Yeah, you have to build
I
something from
mean,
the soul.
building a business is a lottery in itself. You
Yes.
might as well take the
You gotta
lottery.
put the soul, put your soul into it.
Yeah.
That's right. But investors don't think with their soul.
That's true.
They think with their dollars. And so if they think with their
If I were to
pocketbooks,
invest,
yeah, this would be the investment. So fair enough. And if you're the restaurant owner, yeah, you'd work on making this 0.5 into 0.95.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, I hear you.
And that is why there's a lot of people in Restaurant Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna bring it back to Vegas in our final minutes, okay?
Classic.
I want to create a game by which it's a cash game. Let's say like at a convenience store in Nevada somewhere. You walk up and you're willing to put a certain amount of money in as a risk,
Okay.
and then you're gonna get a certain amount of money out as if you win, and you're okay with what you lose, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's say we have a certain outcome. What's one outcome that some people can get from this game, as in what they win? What could they win?
You mean, well, we don't know how much was it.
$5.
They can win 5. So before we get to 5, can we do 1 maybe?
Yeah.
And then we'll go. So I want to make them feel like they're winning something when they play this game. So they could win $1, okay? How many, let's draw my bag.
How much is it to play?
We'll do that at the end. Good job. We'll decide based on average payout per person. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
On average, we're going to give some people 1s. We're going to give some people 5s. So we give 100, right?
Yeah.
So here's, make it like, ooh, you could win 100. Think of it like a bag. This is a strange little shopping bag.
Looks like a bunny.
I know it does. With the,
That's a good bag.
okay. In our bag, thank you. I went to bag school. In our bag, we have $1. How many single dollars are in here for them to pick?
8.
8?
80.
80, okay. So there's lots of these. All right. Back over here. We could win $5. How many $5 bills in the bag? Hopefully less.
15 maybe.
15, okay. Do 15. What's the next denomination?
It was like 420s
20.
and one
A $20 bill.
100.
So we want 4 20s and one. Oh, you know what? That would be cool. That's
100.
90 that way. Oh, you'll add to 100. You're right.
Yeah.
So let's go $20 and a $100 bill. So there's 4 $20 bills and one $100 bill to entice people to play and make big money. Now I'll bring it to your question. How much do you think we could charge for this game and get away with it?
$2.
$2. 2 bucks. So would you play it for $2? Would you
Uh,
play this game for $2?
yeah.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, if I had $10, let's say, I'd be like, oh.
Regardless, yeah, regardless
So spend it on-
regardless of the morality of gambling, or that aside, I'm
Yes.
strictly mathematically speaking. Would it make
Oh.
sense for not necessarily mathematically speaking? You're right.
Okay.
I'm saying enticing enough for some people to feel like it's worth it,
Yeah.
whereas they may lose. Well, then again, they're not
Because you
losing.
don't know how much
no one's
is in
losing.
there. No one's like, oh, I can see.
They're still gonna
there's
get a
four
buck, right?
20s in this machine.
They're still going to get a buck, so they'll lose one most of the time. Does that make sense? They'll lose one most of the time because every time they play, they're getting at least one. So would you play for $2? Would you, or would you?
It
Now-
depends. Like if I get like $6 for free, like someone gives me $6,
Yeah.
and I'm not really spending it because I don't really condone gambling. Let's
Me
say I
neither.
got $6, someone gave it to me on the street, and I used it. I lost all of it. Okay, then I wouldn't play it. But if
Right.
I got 5, then I automatically have 2 more tries. Then you just keep going. Eventually,
Yeah, you have to make the game enticing enough for people to play, but still make a profit. That's the point of the game.
Right.
We still want to make a profit if we're creating this game. Would someone else think it's $2 is not enough?
I don't think it's enough.
You don't think it's enough? You
But
don't
no one
think it's
would
enough?
play if it's more. If it, like.
Okay. If
Okay.
no one
I
will
think
play if
they'll
it's
play
more,
for 3
maybe we
hours.
could add more ones. And then that'll lower the price, wouldn't it?
Lower the average.
No, but
Okay.
then also it's less enticing, so no.
But then if you say 80 or 90, it doesn't matter to people. They think, oh, a $100 bill and 4 20s. And no matter what, I win $1, right? You're messing with people's mathematical inability.
But casinos don't usually advertise this.
They what?
They don't advertise your chances.
No, they would. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying, but it's all mathematical. You can find it like with craps or with poker or all that stuff. Roulette. You can do it yourself. You can do it yourself. So let's find the expected value and see. You already got it. Let's do it together.
Okay.
So here we go. What is the probability of this outcome?
80%. Yeah.
80 out of 100. Okay. 80 out of 100. I know that simplifies, but I'm doing this on purpose
Wait, why?
because 80 out of 100 of these bills are ones. Do you agree there's 80 ones, 15 fives, 4 20s, and one $100 bill?
Oh.
So 80 of them are $1 bills.
Right.
What's the probability of getting a 5?
15 out of 100.
15 out of 100. Very good. Probability of getting a 20?
4 out of 100.
4 out of 100. And finally, 1 out of 100. So this is 0.8. What do you got here?
0.75.
0.75. 0.8 again. And 0.1.
1. Is
Yeah.
it just 1?
That's 1. It's 1. Add it up. So this is 175 plus 160. What is it?
335.
335
35 cents.
What does this number mean? The average?
It means that on average a person will win $3.35.
So they
On
have-
average, each person will win $3.35. So would it make sense for us, the game owners, to charge $2?
No.
No. Would it make sense to charge $4?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no one would want to do it for fun.
Well, I think.
This is my maybe
I
dance.
actually think 5 is better than 4 because like it's one bill. You see one bill like, hey, I have a 5.
The 5 is a tough sell because they'll look at this and they're like, definitely I'm going to lose here. Then I'm going to break even. That's no fun. That's no fun.
You're right.
What I would do is I would throw more ones in to drive this price down.
What do you mean throw more ones in?
Instead of 80 ones, what about 100
Well, where do
ones?
they get the ones from?
We make the probability of them winning the big money lower
Oh.
by adding more ones. Welcome. We're filming. You're right in time. So can we make this into like
100 ones.
100?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to change all this stuff up. I'm gonna do it now. So let's do it in red.
And then
So
break the
that-
100?
No, we can do this. So this
now
would be
it's
100 out of how many?
120.
120, yes.
Right.
5 is 15 out of 120, right?
Yeah.
20 is 4 out of 120. And 100 is now 1 out of 120, very low. Do all this together, let's get the number itself. Hook it up. Can you get it? Can you get it? I need someone to get it. All that stuff together will be our new expected value. We're trying to drive the price down. Be real careful. Yeah, I'm glad more than one person is doing it so we can confirm. See if I can get rid of the handle of my bag.
Whoa.
There goes the bag. I don't need the bag.
There's one more piece
I
of
got-
That little
bag.
purple thing is there.
It's almost $3.
Oh.
2.95 something.
2.95?
Yeah.
Okay, so we drove the price.
2.958 so something.
2.96.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can charge $3
Yeah.
and just sit back and wait over years and years and years and years and years.
Or you could charge $4.
Or you could charge $4 and make more money than if you played this. And to the
did the same thing. Like,
and to the consumer, it wouldn't really matter.
No.
To the consumer, it really doesn't matter. Oh, 100 versus 120, I don't care. Oh, I want the $20, baby. You get it?
Yeah.
You okay? You okay with this in the back?
Yeah.
Understand the idea? No? Okay, you're gonna ask in class, ask in class. In synopsis, we'll say this one more time. Does everyone win 335?
Yeah.
Actually,
No.
no.
On the average.
On average. On average, everyone gets paid 335. So, as the owners of this game, we need to charge more for them to play so that we make some money on the game. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So on average, this is now $296 payout per person. So we can charge them higher. Okay, that was good. That was probably the smoothest expected value lesson I've ever given.
Yeah?
Teaching, yeah. Usually it's, I give you the credit because usually people are like, I don't know. They do it like this, very dramatic, yeah. But yeah, you guys pick this up. I think it's the maturity, honestly. I think it's the maturity.
Probably.
Thank you very much. Give yourselves a hand. We'll say bye.
Bye.
Bye.